So today, not every action needs a reaction. Sometimes there's people that say stuff, you don't always have to react to it. This is a tough lesson for me learning in life. I used to always react to what people had to say, even about my dream and things and just life in general or what you were going to do. I noticed I was frustrating myself, and just learned that you don't always have to say nothing. A lot of times, people just want to some people just like to argue and things like that. And I was one that I never really liked to argue. That's why I never liked to argue in relationships. Even when dating, I would be like, listen, I don't really want to talk about it now or anything like that because I'm just not one to argue. I think, arguing just really doesn't get you anywhere. And a lot of times people just say stuff and, the only time you really pay attention is when it's a word that really triggers something. Like, oh, you stupid. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm saying something like that. But let's get into today's teaching. James 1:19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Proverbs 10:19. When there are many words, transgression is unavoidable, but he who restrains his lips is wise. So we understand that, our words are so powerful that it can actually, cause us, to lose something. So we look at, a person can say, be at work and say something and lose their job, based on their words or anything. But, it says that Scripture's talking about it's hard to stop, when you're already caught up in that passion of, arguing or whatever. Proverbs 14:29. He who is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who is quick-tempered exalts folly. Proverbs 16:32. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who captures a city. Proverbs 17:27. He who restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. So there's always something that you can learn with keeping your words, even though, you may want to say some things, and that flesh wants to rise up and say some things. And, that's why we have to crucify this flesh daily. But, you don't always have to react. And, there's times, there's certain things that, I may want to really say, but I just don't say it. Ecclesiastes 7:9. Do not be eager in your heart to be angry, for anger resides in the bosom of fools. So it said, be careful, don't let that sit in your heart, wanting to always say something to somebody or angrily. Proverbs 22:24. Do not make friends with a hot-tempered person, or do not associate with one easily angered. Verse 25, or you will learn his ways and find a snare for yourself. So God is saying, be careful with who you hang around. If you hang around people that are hot-tempered, that do things, that can actually, you can, get their way, get their ways. If you look at the scripture, it says, bad company corrupts good character, or good morals. You got to be careful who you hang around. There are some people that just like to argue. There's some people that just like to start trouble. And, I know back in the day, people used to be like, man, I go out, man, and every time, this person always wants to get into a fight or start some stuff. And it's like, that's their friend. They like, I'm loyal to the end, I ride or die. Like, I'm going to be with them no matter what. And it's like, this person can get you in trouble. I mean, you never know. Are you getting into fines or community service? I mean, jail time, just being around people. That's why you got to be careful. And also you can look at Proverbs 15:18 and Proverbs 29:22. So it talks about a hot-tempered man and an angry man. But, that doesn't mean that, you don't just let somebody talk to you any kind of way. It's just how you talk to them. Definitely talk about being another topic. I probably maybe tomorrow talk about being a spiritual punk. So it's a difference when people just let somebody say whatever they want to say to them. And also, too, with pastors and everything, you got to be careful. If you're been going to church for a while and the pastor never talks about their self or never, has a testimony or something that they've been through, you got to be careful. People like that, you got to be careful. Because there's always things that, we can teach people and let them know about our testimonies. Now, I know that, everything is not for that person. They're not going to tell you their whole life story, but there are going to be some situations they said, what I've been in or what I've came from, or this is what I struggle with or whatever like that. And there's some things just like with anybody, they're just between you and God. But Proverbs 15:1, it says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stirs up anger. So sometimes you can be in a situation, I know like myself, I'm just be like, what, God bless. Sometimes with people just, with the way they be reacting or acting or anything like that. But it's just a way to handle yourself, and when you know better, you do better. And again, people say all the time, like, oh, I can't stand this person, or, and it's like you honestly control your happiness. I mean, you got a choice whether to react. It's like I tell people, if I call you a bad name that you don't like, you got a few choices. You can react, say something back to me. You can not say nothing, or you could just say, God bless you. That's what I typically just say, God bless you. I remember I was driving the van, and it's a couple years ago, and somebody was behind me, and I had dropped somebody off, and giving them a ride, and they got mad, and they came around, and on the side of me, and they gave me the finger at the stoplight. And I was like, God bless you. And lady just like smiled, and turned their head, really couldn't say nothing, but you know what I'm saying? Again, I just said, God bless you. There was really nothing to say, So just want to let you know, be careful. Your words have power. Death and life is in the tongue. So God bless.